Hold on, let me see something. Oh, ooh, I think we're live. I think we are live. Okay, so I am with the Acuna Chamber of Commerce president. Luis, thank you for joining us. We've talked for days now. We've been in communication. So a couple of things. Let's first talk, how you guys doing? I know the bridge really impacted you. You were saying, and just kind of people coming over here, it was $500,000 a day. Have you guys been able to recover? How has the city of Acuna been since that bridge reopened?
Well, yeah, we're having people back now, but a lot of people that came to Acuna or gonna plan to come, they need to plan their trip. It's not like they just open the bridge and let's go that day. So we're gonna start seeing the people this weekend. I hope so. Today, tomorrow, and now everything is going back to normally. But it was a big impact. 8 days in a row with everything closed, with the bridge closed. So a lot of people was very affected. So we're now working, and we're now working with the community authorities to make these plans to be 100% sure that never happens again.
How do you make sure it never happens again?
Well, we cannot be 100% sure, but we're gonna make our efforts together to help them to control this migrant situation. There's still a few here in town, but there some of those people wanna get a job. So everybody is welcome, but with some kind of a plan. No, like we see last week, it was a mess. So
now, when we talked, you said you had about 800 migrants that were still here, right? Now, how many would you say are here?
Well, I think the official is 320, something like that, on that place they have it, and then we have another like 350 around the city that has more than a year and a half trying to have their paperwork together to cross the river. Okay,
and you said that you guys are kind of working to try to help them get jobs and to be able to be here and be successful if they want to work here.
If they're gonna be here in Mexico, they just need to apply to their resident and get their numbers, official numbers and IDs, and they can work here in the country. I mean, we have plenty of work, and if it's not here in Acuna, around some another state or city, or we have here, they're welcome. But we just ask for people that do the things the way they should do it, not just come to the country with no papers in order. So we just ask for something organized.
And when right now the Department of Homeland Security in the United States is tracking several thousand more migrants coming in from different countries. Is that something that is concerning to you guys? Or I know you're saying that you're trying to work to make sure the bridge doesn't close again. What's on your radar right now? What kind of concern do you have with those thousands that are coming in this direction?
We have more than 7 points that check the people to get into our state. The state government has 7 checkpoints around the state to stop the people that they don't have their paperwork legally. So these points are helping us to not get in people. I mean, that's the way that's the only thing we have now, and it's working. It's working. They're going to another states right now.
Okay. And when we talked a couple of weeks ago, when the big surge was happening, obviously that was a big concern for you guys with the bridge closed. And also you guys had thousands of migrants in this area as well that were waiting to get across. So a lot of people, and we even talked about this, they were saying, well, why isn't Mexico doing more to secure the borders down south? Why? And you had kind of explained, well, most of them don't want to stay in Mexico. Can you talk a little bit more about that, Luis?
Well, what we understand, because we talked to a few of those people, their dream is to go to U.S. I mean, some of them have 10 years living in Chile or in Brazil or in Colombia, I don't know where. They're actually not even living in IT. So
is that just from talking to them,
yeah,
or how do you know that?
They even have IDs from those countries. They have living since 2010 in those countries. So now they decided to come to U.S. and some of them don't have the opportunity, and they return into IT, and they have 10 years not being there, so it was bad for those people. So
why can't they stay in Mexico?
well, if they want to, if they do their paperwork, they can stay, but they want to go and make some dollars and make the American dream, like you call them. And so that's what they tell us, that if they stay here, well, it's like a plan B, but they want to go to U.S. to work.
So what do you think a solution is? I know you said that you're working on some things to make sure that what we saw last week under the international bridge doesn't happen again and impact you like it did. What do you think a solution is to get a hold on this? I mean, again, we have thousands of migrants coming in. We just had a report today that it was around 80,000. So what is that? I mean, what's the solution here for both sides? Because obviously the U.S. and Mexico need to work together here.
Yeah, I think they need to work together and put paperwork together, because they need to know how many they can handle. We need to know how many we can handle each city. We cannot just let people in the cities and not controlling like this time and make something bad to economies of the cities. And like I said before, they're welcome, but we don't have the capacity to handle this amount of people. If we can handle a few, welcome those few, but not thousands, because it's not possible. And they need to work together in how many they can allow to get into U.S. too, and how many we can handle to get into Mexico. So the Mexican and the U.S. authorities need to get together as soon as they can, because people is coming. Right now, people is traveling to our country to try to get to U.S. So we are on a time matters stuff.
And I mean, you said you can't handle thousands, and what we saw over on the U.S. side too, we saw that was a really tough task for our border patrol and our law enforcement individuals to handle as well. So with the month-over-month record-breaking migration that we saw, that's its own thing, right? We already see that kind of a smaller stream of people. But what do you think is the reason for all of this immigration that we're seeing coming into the U.S.? Do you have any take on why that is?
Well, I heard that there's they put some I don't know how this regulation of accepting people, it was about to end, and U.S. government put it I don't know how to say that, they just extended it. Mm-hmm. So they read this and they just come. Mm-hmm. I mean,
have you seen now that is one part, but Title 42 was the other one to expel back to Mexico, right? When that got extended over the last couple of months, was that something that you saw an influx of people being sent back to Mexico, or did you not really see an impact at all?
No, I think Title 42 has been the difference, because it helps a lot. It stops a lot there. We need to have it right now.
But don't you end up, if we implement Title 42 on the U.S. side, doesn't that impact you guys more because those people are being sent back to Mexico? Were you seeing more people sent back to Mexico, or did you not really see an influx of people being sent back here?
Well, no, because they know it's Title 42 in the breaches, so they don't go to the breaches. They try to do it legally. Mm-hmm. So that helps us to be able not to close the breaches and has economic affect us. So I think what we need to do here is just organize this deal, because it's still not organized. We just
like immigration reform.
Yeah, like right now we just take the page to the next page and that's it. No, I don't see the problem solved. I see there is no migrants under our bridge, but I don't see the problem solved. I see a very dangerous thing coming, and we need to get some information of the governments that they're doing something, because like I said, this is not our best year. We have the COVID situation. We have a lot of situations getting the economy in bad shape, and this is not something that helps us. And it's something that it can be solved with some people can go to a table and talk about it and make a solution. It's something that has a solution, but it just, the people, they need to have, the authorities need to have the time and sit down with the correct people and put attention on this thing.
So when our lawmakers on the U.S. side are saying, well, we do have, our borders are secure, what does that make you feel? Do you agree? Do you think that the U.S. borders are secure?
Well, you can tell me the bridge was secure. Yeah, the problem was not on the bridge, it was down the bridge. I see that in this amount of people, nothing is secure. Not health is secure, not security is secure, not the authority of US or the Mexican is secure. With this kind of amounts of migrants in the same city, we have nothing secure.
Is there frustration there? Because like you said, they're coming up through to get to the American dream. Is there frustration there? Is there impacts to your city that are negative, or where do you stand on that? Is there again, I mean, we obviously, I think everybody pretty much agrees that the immigration system's broken. Even our secretary said that. So is there frustration with, I mean, our president all but campaigned on an open border policy.
I mean, if everything is controlled and you don't affect the economy, the cities, you don't have nothing to be frustrated about. If something goes bad with our economy and something's gonna affect my day by day to have my family in a good shape, now I'm gonna be frustrated. I'm gonna try to maybe not being a good person with those people.
What would cause that? What would cause that to be an impact to the economy in a negative way for you?
Well, another bridge closing. If it's a massive group of people come again and come to the city, a lot of people get inside their houses and they don't go out. They don't spend. They get afraid. They don't know. They're not bad people. I'm not saying they're bad people, but we don't know that. And the people that live here on a quiet city, on something normal, that affect and people get scared. We need to let the people to cross to U.S. on a way that it can not be affected. The people, the businesses, and not even their real businesses. I mean, everything need to have a control. If we have 1,000 migrants capacity, for example, let's bring 1,000 migrants to these cities. No more.
And legally.
Legally,
Right.
and with all the paperwork ready. We don't need to let to be a mess from U.S. people, for CBP people, for Border Patrol people. Everything goes on a big mess if the things don't kind of come on the legal way, because they don't have the paper, and then they buy illegal papers, and they lie to U.S. Authorities, and then they need to maybe not taking the guy to U.S., send him back to Haiti because he's not a good person, and then the other one is a good person, and so
Yeah.
it affects. I think if it's right to be a migrant to come to U.S., they need to know that they need to have their papers right.
So, but
Don't
some
come with
of them, well, most of them that we're seeing have asylum claims, and they're claiming asylum. So, how would they get paperwork, or what would they do as a family unit for that?
That's the authorities, the one that need to ask the migrant offices what they need. But what I don't think that if you're asking for asylum, but if you're a bad people in your country, I don't think the U.S. is gonna allow to take you in.
But like what you're saying is they're falsifying their documents and things like that because there isn't really a system in place, that you're saying.
There's some news that you see in Facebook and all this. There's a lot of IDs and a lot of papers of the migrants they throw in the river.
Why is that?
I don't think they're legally. There's something that they buy in some place, and they use it to get into a bus, or they use it to I don't know. But
is there any kind of speculation or thought process that goes with the fact that maybe having no identification is better than having some identification?
Well, maybe having the Mexican ID and you're not looking like a Mexican is gonna affect you more than don't have it. I don't know what they need it for, but I think a lot of these things happens because it's not common to see IDs thrown away like the way they were. I mean, I can understand somebody lost their wallet, like somebody that I know, but not 80 or 100 IDs thrown on the side of a river.
And this was on this side that you guys found a bunch of identifications that were thrown aside?
Yeah. So maybe they were afraid to U.S. authorities say, I don't know if they're gonna do me something or not letting me in if I have this ID, so they throw it. And if you come with all your papers like you should, you don't throw nothing. I mean, that's your treasure, your papers. So there was a lot of things happening in those days, and I hope the people that want to go and try to get to the American dream do it on the better legally way possible. Read what they need to cross into Mexico, and then read what they need to go to the bridge and ask for the help they need. They need to do it right because I think we all deserve respect. They deserve respect, and the citizens we deserve respect also on this side of the border and that side of the border. So if we make this with respect, everything can be on a good way. But
yeah, they're human beings,
they're human
right?
beings,
I mean,
yeah.
they want the American dream, and again, they pretty much have that open door to do so, or to at least try with those asylum claims. So has there been any issues in your city, any uptick in any activity that's been negative, or have things been relatively calm? What has it been like over here?
Everything is calm, everything is back to reality, and we have other problems like a normal city of every part of the world. But right now the migrant situation is calm. We just kind of we don't, something feels like we need to do something else because it's not over.
So I know that you guys opened up, you took the old dance hall and you converted that basically into a temporary shelter. Can you tell me a little bit more about that shelter and why you guys did that?
The mayor of Acuna, he get this shelter, and they put it to the federal government, to immigration department of the country, and they're in charge. It's in Instituto Nacional de Migración. They're the ones that are in charge.
So that's kind of like your border patrol on this side, how we have the border patrol through our federal government. Okay.
Yeah. The mayor just facility the Fandango accommodations, and the immigration are in charge of that part. So they're there. They're waiting for the Comar to come here to make all the paperwork.
Did that cost the city of Acuna anything, or was that, like you said, through the Mexican federal government?
I think you have something that costs, but it's not really a big matter. I mean, a lot of people helps. A lot of people go and donate food and donate everything.
Tell me more about what people feel in the city. Are they helpful? Are they receptive? Are they frustrated? What are the people of Acuna feeling?
A lot of people helps a lot. We're a city that we have a lot of natural disasters in our history, and always the people, it's there from the neighbors, from other ones. So this is not what the exception. People help. People go there and give food and clothes and everything. They're okay. They're okay.
And I know you guys have NGOs here as well, non-government organizations that help out.
Yeah.
Are they supplying the people that are trying to get over to U.S. with any kind of funding? Are the migrants getting anything from these NGOs that you know of?
I don't know about that.
Okay. And that would be through the federal government then?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to share? No. Anything else about Acuna that you want people to know that are watching?
Yeah, the bridge is open. Come and spend a good weekend in Acuna and enjoy our businesses. And our lake. We don't have that much water right now, but it's still
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit. And that it's a calm city, and people, it's French people. It's always here to help everybody, and
It is a beautiful city. Thank you for welcoming me. It is
thank you.
lovely. It's been really nice to walk
and
around.
thank you
and see
for
it.
being every day telling the truth about the story.
Of course, my friend. It's a pleasure to know you, and we'll be chatting with Luis a little bit more later on. But thank you
Thank you.
for being here, and we'll chat with you guys later.